shall still do it. Even if we are left with one day, we must do it. And that is why we are here. Let me share my screen so that we continue with our lesson. Today, let me tell you a bit about the assignment. I'm going to set up in the Google Classroom, and then will be a form of a discussion forum. So all the instructions will be there for you to understand. Please mute yourself. Please, Samuel Chujan, mute yourself. So I will send you the link, and then you will have to go through. And most of them is the same thing. It will be on the LinkedIn, and then you have to go and then watch it before you can participate in the discussion forum. So your discussion is going to be based on the tutorial that you watch over there. Then also, after watching the tutorial, you have to write 1,500 words based on what you have learned and then what the tutorial is saying. So when you're done with that, we are going to also go into a critical debate, discuss it with your colleagues. So this means that you are going to reply to other people's posts. So when you post your view on the tutorial, other people will also have to post their view. And then you discuss about the videos. It's not only going to be a video, it's going to be about 6 or 7 videos that you are going to watch. 1 hour each, maximum 1 hour each. So it's not just for you to go and then turn on the video and then you are done and then you come back. Your discussions should be marked. And I know how to mark it, because I've watched the videos over and over, and I know what is in there. So your post will tell me whether you read it or not. After all this, in order to make sure you watch it and do as I want, the transcript of the video will be generated, and then my end of semester, which is going to be about 120 questions, will come from the videos. So you can choose to watch it or not. It will come from the videos, and then the videos, and then the presentations we are doing now. So it's not going to just be an ordinary work.
So you said 120 questions.
What's your problem? Don't you have 120 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours? Don't you do 20 questions for 20 minutes? So if you have 2 hours, how many questions do you do? 120. Is there any problem with that?
Oh, no, sir.
I feel what you said.
The question is just a crammer. 100 is okay.
Hey, dog.
Unless the graduate don't give less than 20.
Give us, so I think you take an explanation.
I
Right?
have no question. Master, allow dog to speak.
What can I say? Oh, boy.
Dog, my translate. The way we ask me, is there any problem? No comment.
No comment. So, the
Hello, Doc.
quiz 2. Yeah.
Please, the last time we watched the video, we were asked to subscribe. So at that time, it was at a fee of $0. But now, if we are to
I don't
watch
think I can hear you well. I don't hear you well, please.
That's all she told her to so. Echo work as I'm not okay.
hello,
Yeah.
please, Doc, I'm saying that the last time we subscribed to watch the video, it was at a fee of $0. But after you cancel it, and if you are to subscribe again, it will now be over $100. So I don't know if you have a way that we can watch it.
You don't have to pay anything. Just change your email. That is all.
Okay.
Right. So the first quiz is going to be based on the debate that you participate. The second quiz is going to be based on you are going to create a learning management system. Going to create a course in a learning management system. That is the model learning management system. So Mr. Ophios will take you through that. Maybe in about an hour time. So he will just present you what you need to do, and then how you have to go about it. I mean, other tools and materials that you have to obtain before you can create the course. So I've already started creating the assignment for the quiz 1, which is going to be a debate based on the video. So what you do with Mr. Orpheus will be the quiz 2. Then the end of semester is going to be based on whatever that you've done. Put in the presentations, the videos that you're going to watch, the transcript. As you watch, you also have to listen to the transcript very well. And then the transcript is you are going to generate the questions out of the presentations and then the transcript, as well as everything that you shall do here. I think that's fair. Very fair. Any question?
Hello, Doc.
Yes, Simon.
Yes, please, the 120 question, is it for the end of semester? That is what I want to know.
Yes, my brother.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I hope it is fair, right? Is it fair?
We will manage it.
What?
So, is it going to be choose for all the answers from the options?
This is what? Choose all the answers from the options.
The last time you were supposed to choose more than 2 answers from question 1 can be 3 answers, or this one just 1 answer each.
It is objectives. So how do you set objectives? You know that there are several forms of objectives. I believe you are doing assessment. multiple choice questions or objective. I will not use the term multiple choice questions, but I'll use the term objectives. You know, objective questions. There are so many types of objective questions. Multiple choice is one. Then you have multiple selects. Then you have supply answer. You have short answers. You have matching. We have drag and drop. You know that. So as IT guys, you have done, I believe you have done assessment using IT. Have you done that?
No, sir. Done.
You haven't done it,
No, sir.
but you have done assessment in education.
That is in basic education, long degree.
And then the basic education. When we included the assessment today, you say, oh, you have done education. All the courses you are doing is education.
Yes.
When you remove it, you say basic education, right? Okay. Then I'm telling you. All right, so let's continue with the learner analysis. All this is the last week you looked at the needs analysis, and we also got to understand that needs analysis is telling us that as instructional designers, you have to identify a problem and then a gap, and then do a typical analysis of the problem before we conduct the training or the lesson. So there are three things that we base our listing on, our analysis on. So when you do the analysis, we are expecting that we get the you get to identify that the need is about knowledge, it's about skills, or it's about attitude. If it is not about any of these things, then it means that there's no need for training or a lesson to be designed. So we look at these things, and we also got to understand that before you start the needs analysis, we start with a goal. So you ask what the reason is, or what the business goal or educational goal is. So what is not being achieved. So when you get to know what the student understands, and then what they need to achieve, then the difference between that is what is called the gap. So that is what is missing. So when you're able to identify what is missing, then we now do the learner analysis and all those things in order to solve the problem. So when you are identifying the problem, there are some critical questions that you have to ask yourself. And some of these are to ask who is affected. I mean, you have to understand the demography of the students, and then their level, their socioeconomic background, and all those things. A lot of things that goes into that. And then also you have to find how to know that what you think is a problem is really the student's problem. Sometimes teachers may say it's a problem, but the problem is with them. For instance, when you tell you meet a group of lecturers, or let's say even professors, and then other lecturers or even teachers, you tell them that they need to go online or do some blended learning. They just jump into conclusion that the students are not having gadgets, or the students are not IT inclined, and all those things. They just begin to speak for the student, but what they don't do any analysis to understand what a problem is, or what the students' problems are. But they try to defend it. So what I'm saying is that even though you have a fair idea about what the problem is, you still need to do some needs analysis to understand what the problem is about knowledge, skills, or attitude. If it is about any of these three, then you have to conduct training after the learner analysis. So when you have identified a problem, and then other things, then you gather the evidence. That is, when you understand what a problem is, when you're able to identify and then define what a gap is, then you have to collect data. So you collect data from whom? The audience, the people who are being affected. That is, you don't just conclude on the issue that, oh, I need to go into the classroom and teach it again. The student didn't understand it, so I have to go and then teach it again and all those things. You have to really gather from students what really is a problem. Maybe it is not about you going to repeat the lesson, but it's about just some motivation or some little supervision or something like that. So you gather evidence from different sources. You can use the survey, which is questionnaires, interviews, focus groups, site visits, document and process review, as well as performance and appraisal test. Like in the UCC, we do that. So I don't know whether they do that about Switch. Every semester, at the end of the semester, we send appraisal forms for students to complete. And I know that when it is sent to you, I'm never going to get any positive. Any positive appraisal.
Hey, dog, it's not clear.
Say, don't talk this way. In fact, yours is going to be more than positive.
I am saying because I know the reports that comes from the study centers. I entered an office today and then the lady saw me and said, so you are Dr. Amma? And I said, yes. She said, why is it that every question that you said, we get to the study center and the Switch people are complaining? How can you give one question for 60 marks? So some people, they were asking me that the Switch people are saying that I give one question and say 60 marks. And if you look at the way the student who wrote, some of you wrote the full booklet. I don't know what you are writing. The extent is just about 2 pages. And then you are writing booklets, the whole booklet. Why?
I'm looking for you.
No, the math will tell you what to write.
Huh?
The
work
math will tell you that. But the math is too much, so the math will make you write more.
The question I gave you, question 1.
Doug, please, you know something.
Tell
Doug, please,
me.
you know something. Yes, I think last semester, for instance, UCC Center, the questions were brought to us and we were complaining about it. We didn't know what to do. So one of the invigilator came and said, so who is the core tutor? And he said, Dr. Amma. Oh, that teacher. Oh, that one there, that lecturer there. Me, I can't. We have to call him and confirm. So myself, I'm looking for you. Me, I want to see you. I am seriously looking for you.
You are not looking for me.
I just want to see your face, Keke. That's all.
Don't worry. If you want to see Dr. Amma, come and see me first. I will direct you to Dr.
Amma. Just if you see me, you may not know that it's even me.
You are my role model. Me, I want to. Anyway, I want to be like you.
Someone has become an alien.
You see, but let me tell you the truth. After students have gone home, like this semester, for instance, the students themselves were calling me, said, we cannot find your appraiser. We want to get your appraiser so that you appraise you, because right now we are in the house, we don't have anything to do. If we are in school, like would be keeping us busy all the time, but now we are free. So we want to give you good appraiser. They were calling me and I said, okay, then I will have to go and activate it. I've not looked at what comment they've actually made, but I don't expect to get good appraisal from students. It is after every thing. I normally get good appraisal after everything, after the students have finished school and then maybe doing his own work. And I tell you, a lot of students, I can say almost every year, I may get about 2 or 3 smoke from students. I have a lot of smoke that is given to me by students, because it's like they really sometimes get to understand why things happen the way it is. So I don't expect any, and I thank God that even the Switch, they don't give appraisal. God, that's right. So we do the analysis after we've collected the data, this thing is just like the it's Richmond here. Which one? So after you collected the data, you analyze the data, and when you analyze the data, we try to make meaning out of the data. So you have to find the story. Every data that you collect, even if you collect data from class 1 people, or however you collect data, you can tell a story out of the data. If you want to be a very good instructional designer, I think one of the things that you also have to learn is how to tell a story, because even if you are creating an instruction, you have to you have a way of creating an instruction, a way of in a form of a storytelling, so that it flows, and then everybody who gets your let's say video tutorial or your presentation will find that it's really telling a story, and it flows, and then you don't get tired reading, and then you want to read more and more. So instructional design is one of the things that they learn is about um, storytelling in order to engage the learners, then do not make them bored. So you find a story in the numbers, that is the data that you collect, and then see what the numbers are revealing, the trends, the patterns, and all those things. And we ask whether it's aligned with our initial assumptions. That is the goal. Whether it is, sometimes the data tells a very different story, but you also have to look at it. Even if it's telling a different story, that is the reality. Just like I said earlier, you normally think that the student's problem is about misunderstanding or lack of understanding in a topic, but when you collect data, you see that it's a different issue. So you have to be able to align it with your initial assumption, and then prioritize the needs. So you now get to know whether the students' need is actually about a design and instruction, or just a motivation, or just some form of supervision that is needed. So when you are able to tell the story or identify the patterns in the data, then you develop recommendations. That is, your analysis may lead you to a set of actionable recommendations. Now you recommend that this is what is actually needed. So it's just like, let's say you go to hospital, and then the doctor have to first of all diagnose and then prescribe something. So in instructional design, actually, I don't know whether we spoke about it. It's a form of describing, that is diagnosing, describing, and then prescribing a correct strategy of teaching. So first of all, before you will be able to teach students to understand very well, then you have to be able to diagnose it. What the problem is. After that, you describe the problem. So when you describe the problem, if you're able to describe the problem, then you should be able to what? Prescribe a solution to it. So you prescribe a solution to the problem, and sometimes you predict. So you also have to be able to predict what maybe the future behavior of the student would be. So it is not just about going to the classroom and then standing there and teach and then give assessment, and that is it. So when you are able to identify the problem, see the patterns, then you have to recommend. It's more or less like prescribing. So your analysis leads to a set of actionable recommendations, that is solution to the problem. And then you present your findings in the form of charts and graphs. That is for the understanding of your audience or your project owners. So one also is talking about defining of learning goals. So if training is a solution, you state that is one of the recommendations. If the training is a solution to your problem, you state it. And then also you have to frame your recommendations in terms of financial impact, whether it is going to bring some financial impact or it's going to be costly. State it. And then you think why you think it's necessary, whether it's going to bring some profit or loss. Why is it necessary? Even if it's going to bring losses, why do you think it's necessary? Sometimes, there are some programs for, let's say, for instance, IT and then science and math at code, for instance, it is not profit making. It is never. We don't run IT to make profit at code. We don't run science to make profit at code, and you don't run mathematics programs to gain profit at code. But we still do it because we feel that some people may be left out. We feel that that is also what others need, or that is a social service to the community. Because if you are cashing in from the other courses like arts or education, and then you leave out maths or science, especially science, then it is not the best, because we are going to leave out a lot of people who also need it. So if you go to a study center, for instance, you go and meet science students, about 7 science students doing about 9 courses for a semester and then 9 courses for a second semester. So just imagine these people doing 18 courses. There are only 7 and they all have teachers, and you pay the teachers too. So if you look at a financial analysis, it is not profitable, but still the college run those courses. Sometimes even in some study centers, 3, 2 doing science courses and mathematics courses. So even if it is bringing losses, we think that that is what we can also give to students who also want to do science. Everybody knows that science is expensive. Everybody knows that IT is expensive, because the IT lecturers it's hard to come by. Therefore, they are motivated differently. And when you go to the study centers, there are not many, because it's something. That is why you see those courses most often online. Right. So the spotlight on needs analysis. Well, that is when you're doing the needs analysis, you look at the learner characteristics, the cognitive aspect. What do they already know? That's the prior learning, which is the most important thing to look at. And I'm always going to stress on it, because if you don't have basics in whatever that you are doing, sometimes you struggle, and you may finish maybe teaching, and students may not understand anything. So when the student knows something, that is what you can base on to teach them. So if, let's say, I did building technology in SHS, I did building technology in HND degree, so very strong in building technology. And I still design buildings and then do construction. As I speak to you, I was from construction site. So going to do masters in IT, in fact, it was a struggle, very deep one. Therefore, I have to bring myself low, to the extent of going to roadside to learn about IT, even the parts of some machines before going to do other certificate courses in order to catch up. So prior learning or prior experience in the subject is very, very crucial. If you don't have it, it's just like you are building a story building on a clay. There's nothing there. You will not get it. Or you are building a block work or concrete work on a clay or bamboo house. It doesn't work because it's weak. So you look at their prior knowledge, that's the cognitive aspect. Then you also look at their feeling. How do they feel about it? But normally, this is what people think that will motivate them to do maybe a program or run a course. They look at the feelings, that is the interest that people have. Some people have interest in some areas, medicine, engineering, IT, computer science. So they feel like, no, even if I did, let's say, mathematics, let me go and do electrical engineering at a master's level, because I think I have taught mathematics and then I've taught some science subject which involves electricity. So I should be able to do electrical engineering. So they feel they should. So your feeling is very good, but if you don't have the background, your feeling is weak. Your feeling alone cannot get you there. Your intrinsic motivation to learn alone, unless maybe you know what you are going to face, then the motivation leads you to go and do other courses to build up your knowledge. So they're effective. You look at the student cognitive aspect, that's their understanding in the discipline, and then what's their interest? How do they feel about it? Are they motivated intrinsically to learn it? And then what will keep them engaged? You need to understand it. Then you have the social aspect. That is, are they comfortable with group work? How are they going to cope with others, learning with others? How sometimes some people think that they can learn alone. Fine, it's good, but in the society that we live these days, you need to learn with others. You learn with others. Cooperation, collaboration is what is keeping the world moving now. It's not like at first when somebody knows something, then you think that is all. If your friend, your colleague knows, and you think that, like, for example, this morning, even my small girl going to school, you said she came third, and then she didn't like the person who came first or second. I said, if you don't like her, you continue to be third because your friend is moving on. Go and ask a colleague, what uh, did he do in order to come first or second? Learn from him. Whatever that you don't understand, that he got it, go and then ask him how to do it. That is how we learn. We don't say because the person was first and you were third, you don't like him. If you do that, you will never grow. So group work, collaboration, and then cooperation is the way to learning. So if you have to ask all these things in your needs analysis, that is the learner analysis. We shall get in learner analysis. So you have to ask the student about their
Today, the networking is something else.
Hi, are we here? Are we there?
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah, so we are all here waiting to hear from doctor.
Man, it seems the network is very bad.
Sorry, my network went off. So as I was saying, when you're doing the context analysis, it's talking about where the instruction is going to take place, whether it's going to take place in the classroom, lab, or online. So you, as a teacher, have to do the analysis to understand the student's preference. And then even if they like online, you also have to go ahead and then look at their technologies available that will help them to go online. So it's not only about the technologies, but other things that they will need in order to be able to go online is what um, we are looking for. So you have to ask questions and also know the available resources in the place that you are going to. If it is face to face, you have to look at the available resources and whether it's going to be profitable for the student. So when you're doing the learner analysis, um, it helps you to be able to understand the environment where you are going to do the training or the where you are going to conduct the instructions so that it will benefit the student. You cannot say you are going to do, let's say, a blended learning when your students are your students do not have the tools to join the online lectures. So you have to do some context analysis or the environment analysis to ask students whether they really have the IT tools. You can also not also say you are going to do face-to-face when let's say your students are all, assuming you are doing the needs analysis in a company. You cannot tell your trainees to leave the company and then attend a face-to-face lectures. And even if it is company with different branches, you still need to conduct needs analysis to understand what the student preferences are, and then make sure that it doesn't affect the companies or the organization's production, because nobody is going to leave the workplace. So this is where you think about other means like the online for the student. So we said a lot the last time, and that summarizes some of the things that we're going to do today. We're going to be based on our context analysis. So we'll move on to the learner analysis. The learner analysis is, they're almost all the same. So when you talk about the learner analysis is getting to know your students. So we define the learner analysis as a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information about the people who will receive the instruction. So you collect information about the people whom you are going to who are going to receive the instruction. Only if you know that the issue is about the instruction. Oh, sorry, only if you have been able to identify the problem and then the gap. Because you cannot collect data if there is no gap. So if you identify the gap, that is why you collect data based on the gap. And then you collect the data from the people who are going to receive the instruction. That is the people who are directly affected, your audience, who are directly affected. You cannot collect data from different group of students or different group of people, and then you think that the same data or the same recommendations that you make out of your data will apply to people in a different place. That is a mistake that we normally do. So looking at the definition, it says you collect the information, you collect data and then analyze it about the people who will receive the instruction. The purpose here is to understand their characteristics. So understand their characteristics so you can tailor the learning experience specifically for them. So look at the words. The words are carefully chosen. You tailor the learning experiences specifically for them. So if you are in, let's say you are a teacher and you teach in school A, and then you get to have a part-time job in school B, and then the students in school A are having issues with differential equations, then you think that the students in school B are also having the same problem with differential equations. So you think the same strategy will fit them both. Then you are wrong. You have to collect data from A to understand their specific problem about differential equations, and then also collect data from B to understand their specific problem about differential equations. They all may have different problems, different perception towards the differential equation. So you don't collect data from here and then think that the data will apply to other people. So we are saying that the learner analysis goes beyond just collecting data about the age of the audience or their job title, but we need to get deeper. So to go deeper, we get to understand the learner's shapes to shape our findings. We'll be able to shape what we teach them. That is, shape what is taught. That helps define the content and objectives. So the learner analysis helps us to define which content to be chosen for those students, and then the objectives to be completed or to be tackled for those students. And then also it shapes how we are going to teach those students. So it guides the instructional strategies and activities, and then the delivery modes that needs to be selected for the different group of students, even though they are having similar problems like the differential equations that we spoke about. So we do the learner analysis to prevent the problems that the students are facing. That is, we also have to, it helps us to avoid teaching things learners already know. That is why we say prior knowledge is very important. So we don't go back to hammer on what the people already know. So if you think that students in school A have problem with differential equations, there are aspects of differential equations that they do not understand. And then students in school B also have aspects of school B differential equations that they do not understand. If you take the problem, the gap in school A, and then bring it to school B, you may be teaching them what they already know, and still their problem will persist. So this is what you're saying. So it avoids teaching things learners already know, or teaching in a way they can't understand or engage. So you need to understand their specific problems before. So some of the characteristics, that is the learner characteristics that you look for, and it has been stated here, that is their entry skills or their prior knowledge. What do they already know? So when we are selecting students into a program, we look at what do they already know? What is their previous experience or understanding in the subject that they are coming to do? So this is often identified as the most important influence on new learning. So if what you know has no bearing on what you are going to do, then you are going to be affected. So it's a crucial factor that if you are going to start a program, you look at your background in the program and then ask yourself, am I having the necessary basics to be able to do it? So the entry skills, specific competencies learners must have. Mathematics, let's say you come to do computer science or you come to do BEd IT, mathematics, that is the specific competence. That is what every university will prescribe, that if you want to do IT, even if you don't have anything at all, then mathematics must be an A or B. So specific competencies learners must have before starting your course or instruction is also important. And then also, it is important because the new information is built upon existing knowledge. If the foundation is weak, the new learning will struggle. And I think I've mentioned this already, that if your foundation in a particular area is weak, then building on it is going to be very, very difficult. And this one is not instructional designers that are saying, but even the holy books state it. If the foundation is weak, then the whole thing is weak. Then the second characteristics that you need to know from the learners or the audience, that is your students whom you are going to do the training for, is the attitude. You have spoken about attitude. The attitude is looking at your interests, your feelings, your likes and dislikes. So attitudes toward content. How do the people see it? If your attitude towards mathematics, if your attitude towards algorithms, if your attitude towards calculation is so poor, then I don't think some courses like engineering and technology is good. So do they dislike the topic? Are they open to it? Are they open? Do you have an open mind to anything that will come when it comes to the IT? So if you don't have that attitude is not just about your interest that I'm coming to do it, but your feeling about anything related to what will make you an expert in IT or computer science. For example, this is just an example. It's very important. So how do they feel about the online lectures, group work? It's also important. So how do you feel? IT is all about sharing. IT is all about collaboration. How do you feel when you are in a collaborative environment? How do you feel when you are in group work? Because if you look at IT, everything about IT is collaboration. Everything about IT is sharing. It is a basic of IT. Even if we have, look at the resources that is shared online. Look at even in IT, we share to the extent that we even share our pen drives, we share our hardware, like the hard drive, we share our printers. So IT is about sharing. How do you feel about sharing? So your attitude, how do you feel about lectures, group work, learning, where we share ideas? In IT, anything that is discovered tomorrow, you see it online, somebody will just put it over there, somebody is sharing it, and people share to the extent that they even share operating systems, just like the Linux operating systems. It's an open source. It's an open source. Linux, like Ubuntu, like Open, I've forgotten all of them, Fedora, and all those things. They are all open source, and people go for it, and then they use it, and they build on it. So it's about sharing, and it's about group work. Even the model that you're going to use, it is an open source software, which everybody can go for it, and then just transform it to make it their own. People are always working on it, building plugins, building the interfaces to make it more beautiful. So that is IT for you. So what is your attitude towards that? Do you like to share? Do you like to attend lectures? Do you like to learn online? So you need to understand some of these things, these attitudes of the student, and then the impact. Existing impressions significantly influence engagement and motivation. So a bad past experience can create resistance. If somebody has bad experience about mathematics, they will resist mathematics. If somebody has bad experience about IT, they will resist IT. So that is how it is. Some of our fathers don't like it. They don't like the IT. You give them computers and then they'll cover it and put it in their office. They'll never touch it at all. There are some people who think that the IT is taking their jobs, so they will not use it at all. Whether you use it or not, it has come to stay. So better use it. And others too, for their own reason, they don't just want to use it. And then the third characteristics that you have to also elicit from students is their motivational state. How are they motivated, intrinsically or extrinsically? If it is somebody telling you to come and do it, your likelihood of succeeding in the course or in the program will be very low. But if you are intrinsically motivated, you go to every length to do what? Search for more information and also try to build on your knowledge. So motivation is key. It controls effort and then engagement. So there is one instructional design model that normally we look at when it comes to motivation, and that is the Keller's model. So that framework ensures that a course that you design gains the students' attention. So it should capture and hold the interest of the student. And then also the course should be relevant. So if a student is learning the course, then the student should be able to link the course to the future job. So it connects to their goals or jobs, and then it also builds their belief or their confidence. So if you design a course, it should be able to build, the course should be able to build the student confidence that they can succeed. That is, after going through this program, they will be successful at the workplace. They will be able to pass, or they will be able to do what they were not able to do. And satisfaction should also be very high. So your course should also build satisfaction into, or bring satisfaction to students, because satisfaction leads to student performance. Right. The fourth one is about educational and ability levels. So educational levels, whether they are general schooling and academic background, is good normally, depending on where you come from. If your general schooling is weak, very bad, some people through and see throughout. Some people spend whatever lectures or whatever, and they come write exams, they pass, because they can learn some past questions and then pass. But after you are done, what's going to happen? You can't compete. So we also look at their general schools. So sometimes when we are looking at the needs analysis, we look at the school that a person is coming from. If the person is coming from urban school or public school, or the person is coming from an urban area, village or whatever, we also look at it, because your exposure to the environment is also important to your success in some subject. You cannot come from where I come from, where there's no light and then there's no TV or whatever, and then you just say you come to do IT. It, it's very difficult. How are you even going to practice it? It becomes very, very difficult. So your background, so you can see that in some courses, they look at your background before they give it to you. They even ask you about your, whether your parents can pay. Take it, for instance, medicine. They even ask you, who is going to fund you when you go for the interview? Is your father a doctor? Is your father a lawyer? Because they know that these are the people who can pay the thousands of money that they request for. Not that they are rejecting the poor man's child, no, but they want you to start the course and then be able to finish. If your father is having 1 billion or 100,000 Ghana cedis, 100,000 Ghana cedis at the moment or initially it's huge money, but once you begin the 7-year medicine course and you don't have a continuous source of income, that 1 billion will finish when you get to level 3, and then if you're not able to finish, it means you have lost somebody's chance. That's why sometimes you say it's only rich people that we admit for medicine or law. It isn't like that. They want you to have the free mind to be able to learn without hustling about money. You cannot do law and then when school vacates, you go back to the village and then you go and look for somebody's farm to weed before you come back and then learn again. It's a constant learning. Therefore, you must always hold the book. You must always learn without any problem. I know some medicine, Accra School of Medicine, in a year, I think it's it's $10,000. So even if you get your 81s or 8As, and then you are picked, you go for the interview, they may deny you, you may not understand. They just ask you where you come from. What does your father do? What school did you attend? They just ask you some 3 or 4 questions. That to test your ability level to pay. And by the time you see that they will pick somebody who had 8 and then you had aggregate 6, you'll be rejected. They don't hate you, but they know for sure that you may not be able to finish. So their capacity to learn and adapt to new approaches is also important, including what you have discussed now. So what is your capacity to learn? Are you somebody who can learn for about 2 or 3 hours in a day? Do you like reading? What is your grade in English? You had A in English, you had C in English. Are you able to sit down for longer hours to learn? How many hours can you commit to book? 5 hours, 6 hours in a week? You have to look at all those things. And then somebody who can adapt to new approaches. Are you an individual learner? Can you also adapt to group work? Can you also adapt to personalized learning, inclusivity? All those things the student has to be asked so that we understand their characteristics and be able to build a good course. So this is useful to provide insight into the prior instructional experience and helps you set the right level of complexity and then pace. Then the 5th characteristic is talking about the learning preference and group characteristics. So learning preference, whether they do prefer lectures. Some students prefer lectures, like I'm doing, they will listen. Some of you enjoy the listening than you discussing. And then some of the people also, some of you too also like to do it. So hands-on activity. So you have to ask all these questions to the student. Do you prefer lectures? But you don't get a question straight that do you prefer lectures? Like, do you prefer a teacher to be in front of you every day? Do you prefer to go to lectures, attend lectures, and then, or do you prefer to watch videos? Do you prefer to go to your friends to learn? Do you prefer to discuss your ideas? So they ask you all these questions. At the end of the day, you see that they will be able to identify whether you are somebody who likes to be told to do something, or you are somebody who likes to be to share ideas, or you are somebody who likes to, experiment things. So we get to understand the learner preference before we design the instruction. So if we get learners who are people who like to be told or who like the lecture method, Then you know that the instruction that you're going to design is going to be full of presentations because that is what they like. That's how they learn best. If it is about students who prefer to discuss, then that one too, we design an instruction that involves a lot of forums, a lot of group work, and all those things. Please, Mohammed,
Ahmed.
turn off your phone. So there are so many group characteristics. There are so many things that you need to consider, even if the student like group work. The diversity of the group from different backgrounds, from different disciplines, from different culture and then religion and all those things. You have to consider them before you form your groups. And then the group size is also important. You all know that we say that 3 is a crowd. If 3 is a crowd, then it means that you don't form groups more than 3. Even 3 is a crowd. So it means that you have to be moderate about the number of people in the group. And then you also have to look at other impressions too. So the 6th characteristics is looking at the physiological and then social aspect. That is the 6 characteristics of the learner analysis. Physiological and then social aspects of learning. So beyond the classroom, you have to know the age of your audience, that is your student. Know it. It is more important why when you are going to school, they prefer to look at your age. If you are not up to 6 years, you don't go to class 1. If you're up to 5 years, you stay in the KG and all those things. So age also tells how to design the instruction. If you're designing instruction for adults, you have to know it. You are designing instruction for children, you have to know what to include, the strategy, the pedagogic or the andragogy that you are going to use, or the type of teaching style and the materials you're going to give to the student. You cannot, even when it comes to the choice of, let's say, Facebook and then Twitter, you have to know when you are employing some of these things in your teaching and learning. You know that like the Gen Zs like to go to Twitter, and then the old people like 30s, 40s, 50s, they like to go to the Facebook. So when you have these people, you have to understand which of them like YouTube, which of them like Twitter. So you have to do a study to understand them. And whenever you are incorporating like social learning into the teaching and learning, you know which resource or application to use. They are very, very important. Age groups. And then physical capabilities. What are some physically challenged or something like that? What are some like any other capabilities that they have? So you have to also be able to understand and incorporate all those things. Right. So like the social aspects, you look at whether they be comfortable with teamwork or both face-to-face and online, so that you design a blended learning and all those things. So how to collect data? You cannot do all these things, or you don't understand all these things without data collection. So you collect data, and you have already understood how to collect data, whether through the interview. So you ask the student during the analysis. You can do an interview, you can visit them to observe them in the classroom or in their environment. You can use questionnaires, you can use pre-tests to understand their prior knowledge and also their current knowledge. Then, when you get the data, you analyze the data. So you check whether it informs your objectives or whether there are some changes in your objectives. You check whether it influences the strategy that you are using. So it guides choices of delivery systems, content sequencing, grouping, and all those. And data will tell you how to deliver your work, the choice of your delivery system, whether it's going to be through Facebook, through online, whether it's going to be face-to-face. And then the content you have to choose, whether you have to choose content from YouTube, if these are people technically inclined or technologically inclined. What technology are you going to include in your teaching and learning to engage them? So the data collection based on the about 6 or 7 principles that we discussed will help you to come up with answers to this. And then Also select examples that are familiar and engaging to students when they are learning. So there are challenges when you are doing the learner analysis. Some of the challenges include the data collection. Even to be able to craft the correct research question or questionnaire for students is a problem. And going out to the student to collect data, either through interview or through questionnaire or through observation, is also costly and time consuming. I believe you have all in one way or the other done some project work before. If you did it well, you know what I'm talking about. And then also, it is very difficult to avoid inaccurate assumptions about new populations. So sometimes you have already have some preconceived idea about the people. Therefore, the data that you are getting from them does not, conform with what you already think. So it becomes difficult for you to accept it. That is where biases comes in. You know that no, this thing it shouldn't be like that. I thought these students uh they do not like math, but they are saying they like math and they are failing. But the student says that they like math, they would like to do math. And that is not what you were thinking initially. But you need to accept it because that is their view. And then also, it is not easy also to accommodate diversity. So when you come, your data shows that there are diverse group or diverse views among the students. Or
You can stop it.
Hmm. So the problem here is that, as I already stated, says that data collection can be time consuming, avoid great assumptions about new populations, and then also accommodate, it's challenging to accommodate diversity, that is heterogeneity within the groups. Right, so the key takeaway here is that always to verify assumptions. You don't just speculate some things about students and their performance or their satisfaction about a course. You have to verify it. So verify assumptions, especially about entry skill. What is their entry skills? What do they have? So, and then through the pre-test and then formative evaluation. So before somebody comes to, before you design instruction, don't presume what the students know or what they do not know, but you have to look at their entry level, verify it. Then after that, you also have to do some pre-test to check, and then continue to do some formative evaluation, and ultimately do a learner analysis. It is fundamental to design a truly effective and impactful course. So I think this is where I'll bring my presentation for today. Any questions so far? Next week, we shall look at the learner context analysis, and then we'll look at the design of instruction itself. Any question? Any question? I'll pause here for Mr. Orpheus. Mr. Orpheus, please, are you here? Hello. Orpheus.
Doc.
Yeah, okay. Right. So before I end my presentation, I would like to, I've not been able to open my Google Classroom, but I have the reading material that I want you to read. Let me see where I can. Okay, let me just copy the link for you so that you. I don't have Microsoft Word Office. My Office expired. That is why you can see that I cannot even show this one in the slide. But let me show this. Yeah, so this is the videos that we're going to watch. Copy this into Notepad. First, you're going to look at the e-learning essentials, instructional design, what it is. It's going to repeat what I have already, some of what I've already said. I just want you to open so that you compare or you will just confirm your knowledge. And then also, this one too is also going to look at instructional design models. It's also just the same as, almost the same, but I believe it's going to look at some or the adding model into details. So that one is going to update your knowledge. Then the needs analysis is also here. So you're going to also watch some short video about the instructional needs analysis. That one is also going to confirm your understanding of what we have listened so far. And then also you have to watch this one. That is going to help you understand how to connect the needs analysis to deliver training programs, and then design courses, so how to design and deliver training programs, and the same as how to design and deliver classroom courses. And then the fifth one is going to tell you you are not always a subject matter expert. So what can help is that you are designing an instruction. When it happens that you are designing an instruction for some group of workers or some classroom, you have to get to learn how to work with subject matter experts, because you are not always a subject matter expert. You are IT guys or you are social studies smart. That doesn't mean that you are a mechanical engineer. So when you are designing a course for a mechanical engineer, you have to engage with the subject matter experts. So, and then also, in the nutshell, we're going to look at how you can use the generative AI to design instruction. So use a generative AI in learning and development. So this is the reading materials that before I think the reading materials that I would like you to go through. But before, I'll share this one in your WhatsApp group so that you can look at it prior to tomorrow, me setting up the classroom for you to go and do your discussion. Any question? Yeah, thank you. Yes, Mohammed.
Yeah, dog, please. I don't normally receive email message from you. In case you give message, I have to go to my what do you call it? Yeah, Google Classroom before I see the message that you have sent. Apart from that, if you are sending a group message or individual messages, I don't receive it. I don't know the reason.
Have I sent individual messages before?
Like for instance, the score that you gave us. Me, for instance, I visited my e-learning classroom before I received mine. But normally, my colleagues will say you've sent messages through their email and I will not receive it. I
Maybe
don't know
the
the
email you use for the Google Classroom is not yours.
dog please, it's mine.
Then I don't know why, because it's a bulk message. So make sure that your email is the classroom that I'm going to set up is different from what you use. So next time, make sure you use the same email. The
Oh,
email
okay, dog.
you use to apply or use to log into your classroom is the same. Like it's yours or it's active. You understand?
Yes, dog. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Hello, Doc.
Yep. Yeah, I can help you.
Doc, please, will there be a deadline for this assignment you'll be giving us, or we should wait when you are done with this classroom setup?
I will not give you more than 3 weeks because I need the grade in order to graduate you. So you see the deadline in the classroom. Are you with me? Did you hear me?
Okay, sir. Thank you, Doc.
Right. So I'll post the deadline. So the assignment will come with a deadline. All right, Mr. Fios. Softwares, like I said earlier, we're going to all this you are doing. You are going to design instruction. I think you get to understand it by the time you finish with the slide. So this time you are not going to collect data and then come out because of your time. If I'm doing this, then if I'm to do detail, go into details in the assignment or in the course design, I would have asked you to identify a school and then go and then observe, get some gaps, and then do data collection and then come out with your recommendations and objectives and then design the instruction based on it. But we shall not because of the time. So we're going to shorten it. We're also going to design. Please, Mr. Office, I think I'll leave the class for you.
No. Hello.
Yeah.
No, please, I have a general question. I have a general question to ask about this instructional design. Okay. Is it the same thing as like maybe learning management system? Like maybe you are designing, creating a courses, and this one, is it like something like a subset for those things, or they are all the same?
No, the learning management system is just a tool. So it is, if you have not done any needs analysis, so according to instructional designers, you've not done any analysis to come out with objectives. So you see the analysis to the context analysis, even with the analysis, you about the motivators or what is going to be blended online or something. So if we are just using the learning management system, thinking that our course that we're going to design is going to be online. So if it is going to be online, then how do I design it? We already know how to teach face-to-face using some of the methodologies that we have. So if you do a needs analysis and then it requires that the context analysis requires that the people don't have gadgets, the people are close by, they are all around, and then they don't have the gadget to go online or for practical reasons, you do face-to-face, you conduct face-to-face. But if the audience are scattered across the world and around the world, and then it's like different locations and all those things, we do online. So we are using the elements to design a course online, thinking that our people are outside or scattered or have the tools. That's why I said, if I am to go into details, you would have done the needs analysis before your analysis or your outcome, your data will tell you what the preference is, what the students are saying. Are you understanding me?
Yes, Doc.
Yes. So when you get to, I'm giving you the slide. If you look at slide 42, I think it's talking about needs analysis that when you get to that point, the student response will tell you what you need to design. Let me see if I will get it. Slide 42. Yeah, this is where you do the learner environment analysis. The learner environment analysis is telling you what you should use, whether you should go blended, whether you should go face-to-face, whether you should go online. But we are not there all the time. We only have one meeting. So you can see that what do we get from this, or like we shall get there when we get to see. This is one learning characteristics. It tells you who are the learners. What are their roles, experiences, and attitudes? So this one is stating that the learners are national sales representatives. This one is some this analysis that we conducted. So the learners were national sales representatives. Demographics, their age range was 25 to 55. 60% were male, 40% were female, geographically dispersed. Have you seen this one? It's already giving you idea of what kind of tool to use. Are you going to do face-to-face for people who are geographically dispersed across Ghana? So the analysis is going to tell you, no, I can't do this. Can't. This is the result of the analysis. So you see that training might be flexible to accommodate different tech comfort levels, because the people were not tech. They're saying that tech savvy, this is all are proficient with the old CRM, which is the technology that they were using. Customer relations, is it customer something? So tech savviness varies. This is the heterogeneity that you're talking about. We have different levels of understanding. Some are adapting, some are struggling, and then some are. So when you get some information like this, it tells you what instruction design implication is. So as an instruction designer, we say that training must be flexible to accommodate different tech levels, offer optional deep dive sessions, and that must have strong people who again must have what? Strong, what is it in it? What is in it for me? How is it going to motivate them? How is it going to benefit them? So what in it for me component, focusing on how the new technology saves time and all those things. So I'm coming for this training. How is it going to benefit me? I mean, why should I even come? You see, that is the what is it in it for me. That's why I said designing an instruction, you don't know what the people needs are. That instruction is going to fail because they have a lot of needs, and that will not be the reason why they are not doing what they need to do. And then you see that use testimonials from early adopters and other things. And then when it comes to the learning environment, so this one, the learner characteristics, that is the 7 component that we discussed earlier. It's telling you that this is the instructional implications. Now, when it comes to the learner environment analysis, that is where and when will learning occur? Where is learning going to occur? Is it going to be blended? Is it going to be face-to-face? Is it going to be online? What physical and then social support is available? If it's going to be online, what are the physical support? What are the virtual support that you are going to give to students? What are the social support? So you can see that this one says physical location. Learners work from home, office, or working hubs and are frequently on the road. So if the learners are already on the road, are you going to do face-to-face? So you see, sometimes in design and instruction, we don't understand why students are failing. There's no central emphasis, so they have very limited time and cannot be put from the field. You cannot bring them from the field to come and then do a full day training or do a full-time course. So you just use what? Micro learning approach. So this one, they are not even using the learning management system. They are using the micro learning approach. That is the videos that we've already learned about. That is the e-learning. We did that. So these are just collection of knowledge. E-learning with 2.0 technologies. It's not different from internet and web pedagogies, and it is never different from instructional design. Because if I'm doing instruction design and then my learner analysis tells me that students are on the road, it means the learning management system itself, the student will not get time to go and sit down, click, and then look for that and look for that. They would rather prefer something that they can watch on their phone quickly, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That is why I said when you are designing it, when you are doing the e-learning or design an e-learning using Camtasia or using videos or using the articulate storyline, you don't need to extend it to more than 15 minutes. You don't have that time. Are you understanding where this thing is going?
Yes,
so yeah, so if you understand it, that is where you will be able to design good instruction. So I would just want you to watch the video. The video will tell you a lot about what you have discussed. In fact, our time is short. This one is 12-week thing when I'm teaching the regular student. and we go through all these things to create an instruction. So everybody will do a needs analysis, and your analysis that you do will help you to make recommendations about how to design an instruction for a particular group of students. So that is how it is. And when it comes to technical context, what technology do learners have and all those things? You see that learners have company issued Windows, which means they are using Windows laptop, which is being given to them. Most also use personal smartphones. So if they use personal smartphones, then it means that the short micro-learning approach is good. So the primary e-learning must be designed for laptops. So when you are designing, you target their laptop. But you should also know that they have mobile phones. Therefore, this is where HTML5 comes in. Then if you are designing to fit, or if it's a web program, like the web, like the this thing that we did, blog that we did, you have to make sure that the blog that you created can be viewed on the laptop. And at the same time, if they are with their mobile phone, they should be able to view their content, the web blog, also on their mobile phones. So, my brother, it is not, I always say that it is not one day that we sit down to understand the things that you learn, but it's about constant reading and then also practicing. So, let us just do what the time permits us to do, and then do a lot of the reading ourselves. So if you also want to continue, don't hesitate to call in your verse. We shall be able to help you to create your learning management system. Mr. Officer says that when you come to the listening to Dr. Tayako, to our e-learning coordinator at Code, we can help you. I can also equally help when you have issue with training and all those things, and the tools and whatever that you want to do with it. I help you create an effective training. Right. So, Mr. Officer, it's 8 o'clock. So I want to know what you can do with the model.
Okay, Doc. Good evening, everyone, once again. For the discussion I had with Doc, he wants us to have a practical lesson on Moodle, and he wants us to do it online. I don't know, some of you already have your server and domain. We've not worked on it. I don't know if you want to use it for the Moodle system, and the rest that is not having, they can also have their own servers and work with that. I don't know. That is up to you. Or you can also install it locally on your computer, like the way we install the WordPress on our computers, and then use it. But I would prefer online, because if it's online, everybody can see what you are doing. If you need assistance, maybe you call Doc, he just takes your URL, open and see whatever you are doing live, and comment on it as well. So to me, I would suggest all of us will go online with this one. We just buy a very cheap server for practice, and then we do it. So those having servers, I don't know if you still want to use it for WordPress and go for another server for the Moodle, or you rather use the Moodle for this purpose. So I think you can think of it and then give me feedback concerning that. But we are all going to learn how to locally install. For example, you got in a contract, a school is having a local server, and they want it so that the students can use it to learn. We have to install it locally on their computers. Some schools use 10 clients, one server that serves like 10 monitors that works as a standalone computers. With that, you can install it locally on the server that they are using, and then students will access it with the 10 client system connected to the server. So, any comments on what I've said so far? Either all of us going live, or some of you go live and then some of you also go local. Any comments concerning that?
Yeah, Mr. Obvious. I think maybe it's good we all go online, but maybe those who would like to go do local too, maybe they can. That's my suggestion.
Okay, another hand is up.
Okay, so I also suggest what you second what you just said, so that we all go online and do it, so that if there's any help, you can just go into our working and then help us through. But we should also learn how to do it locally before we do the online.
Yeah, we will do it locally as well, and that will be an assignment for you guys. By the next meeting, everybody should have Moodle installed locally on your computers. It's similar to how we did the WordPress. You go through a lot of process, then you get it installed. So that is an assignment for you guys. So I will take you through the simple way. As I said, now everything is made simple. We have one-click installation for everything. We'll go through how to install it on a server. Since we have some servers around, we will jump on one of them and then we see how easy it is, so that those who want it on servers will just go to the server and install it on the server. Now, a lot of hosting companies, we are starting now. So just get attention. A lot of hosting companies now provide a system on cPanel. cPanel is a software that controls server, like a control panel that we know. So a lot of companies now provide a cPanel system that comes with Softaclos. Softaclos is a software that helps you, I think. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Sometimes I confuse you guys with the master student. I think the master student, we've already set up their system and everything. So with yours, we've not done that. Let me share my screen. Then you see what I'm talking about. Where is the entire screen? Okay. All right. So this server belongs to the EIT people. They also did the same thing that you did, and their server is ready. So this is a typical server, the cPanel that controls a server. So cPanel is just a software that manages a server, and a server is a computer that holds information for online, mostly online purposes. So this is the computer. You can see the processor, the processing powers and stuff here, the disk size, file usage, everything over here. All right. There's a software called Softaclos. So when you go to most of the servers with cPanel, it has a software called Softaclos. This software will help you to install almost all the popular systems that works on server. So you can see, you can install WordPress. So instead of going to download the WordPress file, going to create a database, installing a system, when you just click install, that's all. We have Joomla, we have a lot of stuffs. So you can just search for what you want to install. In our case, we are going to use an LMS system, and it's called Moodle. So this is Moodle. You get it, then you just click on install, and you choose the server you want to install it on. Let me see if this is how simple it is. All right, we have, so I want to install it on this one. I just click on it. There's the Moodle data. You can leave this side, give your admin username, password, then you click on install. You just relax and you wait for Moodle to install on the server. We have to go and change the PHP version as well. So you just go and change it to sodium, then it works. So there's just one click installation, how to install on a server. Very simple. Don't do anything. System, this one you can also set it up as well. Then you just click on install and it is installed on the server. So you can have access to the front end of the server.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please. Because of network challenges, I think the content you are delivering, some of us, we cannot get you clearly. So, like, if you could be able to do something to get us the steps in the form of a note, so that we'll be able to follow step by step.
Don't worry. Don't worry. This is just introduction. This is just introduction. So you get everything. Don't worry. I believe some people can see what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can also have a recorded session after class. We share it so that everyone will have a copy of. For those who are struggling with the internet, they can have a copy. I'm just introducing you to it. We will do the real work, not today. So I'm just showing you the server side of everything and how it works. So the Softaculous is an installation system that helps you to install any software, not all, but most of the software, popular softwares, on a server, instead of going through the long process of, in the normal sense, you have to use FTP, file transfer protocol, to put the file on the server and then create a database, those kind of stuffs. With this Softaculous, you have a lot of software you can install for free anyway. So at this point, you can see a lot. You can have WordPress. You can have, I don't even know what that is, Pavana. I don't know what it's used for. There are a lot of stuff that you can take your time and go through. And when you think it's good for you, there are a lot of systems. You don't need to go and buy software from anybody. You just go through the Softaculous and check what you have. If you are okay with it, you just install on your server and you are good to go. There are a lot of stuff. Assuming you want to create a forum where, let's say, the whole class, you can go there and chat like Facebook and stuff, social media stuff. See, you have a lot of them. You just install and brand it as your own. Image galleries, wikis, social media networking, social networking. All these things will help you to set up your server and get it running. They are a lot. They are a lot.
So please, are they all free?
Come again.
Are they all free?
Yes, once you buy the server, the company has placed this on it for you so that you can install it for free. If you pay for a server, you get we are buying, we have different types of servers. If you are buying a VPS server, sometimes you have to pay for the cPanel yourself and install all these things on at a fee. But with the shared server, all these things are on it for free. What you want, Joomla. A lot of people also use Joomla as their CMS. It also works like WordPress. You just click on install. You can see something like this: real estate. So open real estate, a free software for building websites of real estate agencies and realtors. Let me see the demo. You can even watch the demo, see how it looks like. So I'm not an expert in real estate. They know what to put on, so you can check all the features and stuff. So this is what the software clause does on a server. Most of the popular, this one, either Laravel or Laravel, is very powerful PHP environment, and a lot of people use. If you need it, you just come to the software clause, just one click install. Let me put it here. This is just a trial stuff. Then you click on install, and it says it's downloading the packages. So you don't go to any place to it's installing anyway. I don't have any idea. It is installed anyway. I don't have an idea about Laravel. That's just a let's open and see. See, I've installed it. As simple as that. I've installed Laravel on my system. So right now, if you open your computer and type kwe.med2024, you will see Laravel installed on it. The same way I don't want it, I want maybe WordPress installed on it. I'll just go install WordPress. I will choose the subdomain. I'm not going to use the main domain. Subdomain. Then click install. Let me see. I don't want to change anything. This is just for demonstrative purpose. It will stop me because there is an installation already existing. I didn't delete the Laravel from it. So that's how simple. Let me install the WordPress on cottage base. So this, I'm showing you all these things so that when you get the server, you will work it on your own. So this is the main website, med2024.com, and this is cottage base. It's for one of the students, his personal website. So I'm going to install WordPress on it. I will just go to software clause, install, and now go for cottage base as a subdomain. So cottagebase.med2024.com. I'll just click on install. Where is it? Install. I know. Okay, it means we have installed something on it already, WordPress on it already. Let me open and see. Cottage base. So yes, we have installed a WordPress on it. So we can work on it. That's how simple it is. Very simple. One click installation. So you don't go through any process. You come here, software clause, and then you install. All right, let's go back to the cPanel. Is there a question? I think someone. The hand is raised. Yes.
So that doesn't mean that each of the installations requires a domain, a subdomain, or just a normal domain.
You can't install one WordPress on a domain and go and install another thing on the same domain. You have to clean it and put the let's say the Laravel are installed, because that site was, there's a subdomain, because it was empty. It was able to install the Laravel for me on the site. This one, and it's a subdomain, cottage base. I wanted to install WordPress already installed on it because it belongs to a different person. There's one class, they bought the domain, and now we have different subdomains sitting on it. The same way if you want to create another subdomain, you just come to the domains. I want something different. And this server is saying it can give me 2 subdomains and then 30 add-on domain. Add-on domains they are domains that stand on their own. So I can still host it on the system. So what's your class? Some of you who paid for the domain, the hosting, what you have, you can have add-ons on it, you can have subdomains on it. So assuming one person in the class wants his or her own website, I'll just come to domains, I'll go to domain, then I'll create a new domain. Let me give it a name. Let's say, let me check names. Daniel Aka. So Daniel Aka, that is all. And I will tell the system that it's a subdomain. So .mit.com. All right, I will submit. Let's see what comes up. So now Daniel Aka is having his own domain. I can go to the software clause. Sometimes it will take time to propagate. Propagate means when you create a website or a domain, it doesn't show in the whole world, although it is called World Wide Web. It takes time to go around the world before it becomes a World Wide Web. So I have created danielaka.mit.com. I think it's .com, 2024.com. When I install something on it, or when I check, there's a possibility that it will not come. Daniel Aka, is that how I spelled it? Daniel Aka .mit.com. Let me see. Yes, this doesn't mean it's not available. It is now going around the world. Even sometimes the network you are using, I'm using Starlink now. Somebody using MTN might see it. Somebody using Vodafone might not see it. Somebody using Tigo might see it. So based on network, it might go around. Sometimes it can take like 25 minutes. Sometimes it can take 24 hours before it becomes a World Wide Web. So it is traveling. Assuming this server is at US. So people in US can see it now, but people in Ghana cannot see because it is now traveling. This thing is now propagating. So when it goes through the whole world, before it becomes a World Wide Web for everybody to see. But as a developer, you can force your DNS, your computer to see this website, although it is still propagating. Anyway, that's for another day. So I want to install WordPress for Daniel's website. No, I want to install Moodle or anything. So I'll just go to my software clause, software clause. Then I search for what I want. Assuming I want, let's say Moodle. I'll just get it here. Install. If you have a lot of websites on your system, you have to check where you are putting it. So this is danielaka.mit. Hey, it's a mistake. It should be mit 2024. Anyway, let's leave it. That's just for demonstration. So I'll just check all what I want and I just click on install. It will not work because I have to change the version of the PHP. Because when I tried the other one, it gave me the error. So I have to change requirements and found 10.6. So I have to change it to 10.11 or above or greater than that. So my PHP extension they want is sodium. But I have to go and then install it before I get access to the system. That is how simple it is. So what you are seeing is how simple a server looks like. Where is it? PHP. All right. So I'm going to check my PHP version, upgrade it. Yeah, I've forgotten the version they asked me to install.
10.1.
10.1. Okay. And this one is giving me 8. So I have to check on the server side. When you have selected native PHP, changing PHP modules, an option is impossible for the native version. You need to select a different PHP version from the drop down above to enable the PHP. Okay. So let's see. Check the memory limit and stuff. So I have to increase the PHP from 8. Let me see, we set to default to 10.1 before I can install my system. Anyway, tonight I'm going to play with this because I've not tried it before. All right. Any questions so far before we start? That's just by the way, so don't worry about it. Any questions so far? I think a hand is up. Yes, Eric.
Sir, I wanted to ask, based on your experience, which hosting site do you recommend us to use?
I can't recommend any hosting sites since I also have a hosting company. I can't tell you to go and use another person's company, but almost all those out there, they are good. That's what I will say. Almost all the hosting sites.
Sir, please, I wanted to know which one is yours.
Okay, let's talk about that later. You can go to web services -luva.gh. This one you can see and even pay with mobile money if you don't have a credit card. I've pasted it in the chat box or in the chat box.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
with this, everything that comes here is in cities. You can pay me directly with mobile money. Okay. So
Okay.
but the rest are also good. I have used different hosting services for different purpose, for different clients as well. So far, depending on what you are using it for, but so far from all that I have tried, they are all good as well. What is the name of this one? SiteGround is good. Namecheap is good. I think one.com is good. There are a lot. So I choose what is best for you. One good thing about,
Okay, thank you, sir.
I think almost all of them, especially Namecheap, their customer service is very on point. But I don't like about them is some hidden charges. Okay, so we are going to use this video as your assignment because you already know XAMPP, so you are not new to it. We are going to learn how to install Windows.
This is our raw water treatment system machines. There are 3 of them here.
How to install Moodle on your computer using the XAMPP or the MAMP, any system you are familiar with. So let me copy the video URL and send. So how to install Moodle locally. All right. So use the link I've posted, watch the video, and then work along with it. Since you already know XAMPP, there is one thing about Moodle, and that is the database you choose. Most servers, the database is a Marian database. So you check that database in here. So the native database, you should be careful with that. And then you go on. It's almost the same as the way we installed WordPress locally. You create your database, you connect with them, you install all these things. They are almost the same way as we did using the WordPress. So you are going to work on this. The next meeting, you present your Moodle system on your computer for marks. I'll give marks for that. You can even see that the database user is also root, the same like the WordPress. So it's very simple, very simple. All the process we went through with the WordPress is similar to installing it locally on your computer. Installation, I believe most of you are experts in Moodle. So for that side, you will design your own course or the content of it. Mine is just to lead you on how to get access to the Moodle. So all the details are in the video as I have posted. So the two basic way you will get is to install it. I really like the display. So to install it on a server, and that will be based on, for those having the server, you can choose to use a Moodle on it. You can get another server for that purpose. All right, any question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I mean that with the assignment is given, you should use the term of never means that we get the model on our system is accepted.
Please come again.
I'm asking that however means that we get the model on our app is accepted.
Yes, you don't have only one means of installing it on your computer. There is one click install solution as well for your desktop. If you are going to use that, also I hope you get it. Hello. Hello. What's that? Hello. All right. Any other question?
Mr. Ophios, so
Yes.
what if your server is already like you want to do it online? Can we also go ahead?
So we want yes, you can go ahead and do it online, but we want all of us to have the offline version first. So all of us will do the offline version. You can go ahead and install it. You can go ahead and do your online one as well. So we move from the offline to online.
Okay. But Mr. Ophios, please, is there any reason why you want us to also try the offline? Is it because of
No, for learning purpose, just for you to understand how it also works. As I said earlier, I prefer online, but at least go through the stress of doing it offline so that you also appreciate that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Daniel was also asking the same question like what you said, the way he asked for any means you get the Moodle. Then he said he's asking if either online or using the XAMPP. For the assignment, I want it using the server locally on your computer. Yes. Any other question?
Yes, sir. Sir, yeah, when the
Yes.
thing is stored locally on the computer, how will you be able to access it?
Any other
Hey, how were you able to access the WordPress on your computer?
But
Like,
you
I'm
said we
sure
should
he's
install it
asking
locally.
How I am going to access it,
yes.
or the person who installed
Yes.
it?
I'm talking about you. You said it's an assignment which you'll be assessing and giving marks on that. So if I do it locally,
Don't
how will
worry.
you be
Don't
able
worry.
to see?
I want someone to answer this question. It is a very simple question. How will I
So
access?
once we present it,
No, I think
be able
I think when you present and share your screen.
As simple as that.
But
I
we are
can
many.
see.
How will
I
we
can
check
see.
all of us?
I can see most of you are not comfortable with the offline.
No, sir. Comfortable on the cry. Because I don't even have it on the machine.
Yeah, the truth is, yeah, Frederick Abedu, your hand is up.
Okay, sir, please, I know that when we work with it offline, later if we need to give you access to the content, we can later buy a server and then host it on it. And moreover, some of us, our networks, it is no good. So it is better we have it offline, play with it, build everything, and then later we upload it online.
Okay, so that is what you also suggest, which is not bad as well.
I don't think after working on the XAMPP offline, you'll be able to upload the content online. That means you have to also redesign it again.
No. And
You just upload all your files.
whatever you do locally, once it's a server, you can send it to another server, either offline or online. It's a way.
So, Mr. Opus, can you give us a free will so that those who would like to do it offline can do it, and those who like to do the online too can?
As I said, I think most of you don't want the online version offline at all. So
we
please,
want offline.
no problem. In our next meeting,
Sir, please, let's start from the offline before you move to the online.
Exactly.
all right. So please, let's do the offline version first. As I said, if you can also do the online, it's just an add-on. You can do it as well. It's just an add-on. So you can do both online and offline at the same time, or do the offline and then wait for us to meet and then we take it from there. But what we will love is at the end of the day, you all know how to do it online, because when you get a job to do, it will be an online thing, unless you want to develop offline and send it online, which is also possible. For confidential purposes, I wanted to share some information with you, but I can't share for confidentiality. I would have shown you something. Anyway, so please, we will meet.
Baba, show us.
It's okay. You can show us. So just hand it to
Well,
my
just
HR.
trust us. Just trust us. You never
Maybe
they
in our
understand
next
the way.
maybe in
The
our
way
next meeting. Our next meeting, then I show. All right. I would want us to end here so that you take the next 30 minutes to learn how to install your Moodle on your local computer. So that's an assignment for you. When we meet, we are kicking off. Next week, I think next 2 weeks, I'll be really super free. Super, I said super means I can get more time. Yeah. So any backlogs, any time I owe you guys, I will have the time for you. So we clear everything and then I hand over things to you.
Okay, so we understand. That's why we also give you the time that you'll be convenient and give us your best.
Okay, that's powerful. Thanks. Henry.
It's obvious.
Yes, sir.
Hello. This is Danny. So please, can I call you right after this
Okay.
for important
No
discussion?
problem. No problem. Call me.
I hope that call brings money.
Class captain to talk. Of course, I
Yes.
want to talk.
This is what
No,
JJ
sir.
don't like.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, please.
I only had that's all.
Sir, please. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that because you have opted to help us with this, I would like to see if it will be possible during the week or next week, God willing, we schedule a class with you apart from the normal lesson we are supposed to do.
That is why I said I'll be super free next 2 weeks.
Okay, sir. But so that time we also there will be the need to also submit our assignments. That is my headache now.
And you want next week, which will also not be possible.
But sir,
Okay,
the assignment
so
has
next 2
already
weeks.
been. Sir hasn't given the assignment yet. He said he will give it. He hasn't
No.
given
I'll
it.
give you
So
that.
why the rush?
I am not asking for. No,
link.
don't. What I'm saying is, I'm not asking for Mr. Obvious assignment. What I'm asking for is, Dr. Ahmad said he's going to give us something to work on, and he's going to give us maximum 3 weeks. That's what I'm asking.
You actually
Okay.
send the link. The link is there.
All right. So
The link is
Mr. Obvious, please, I'll contact you right after the class so that we have a small discussion.
all right.
Okay, to remind you.
Fred. Mr.
Please, when Dr. shared the link, I didn't hear what he said.
Please,
To us
with the
Dr. shared the link.
with
I
the
don't going to watch videos of.
so please with the server, I was suggesting a site that we can have a free space and then host the assignment.
So if you have that, you can do it as well.
Yeah, that is infinity free.
Okay.
Yes. They offer free space for people to host their sites, and they can also give you 3 different subdomains to that particular server that they will give you.
That's powerful information. So please kindly note that.
Some LinkedIn.
Please come again.
I said doctor has posted some videos for us to watch on LinkedIn in the group, the Switch main group.
Yeah. So for the information of the class, Doc has sent a link for.
I was asking.
So want to know what the actual lesson is about. We are watching the video. You are supposed to write 1,000-word passage and everything. So can someone just write the assignment for us so that we can follow and do it, please?
For Doc's assignment, you
Doctor,
have to contact him for that.
Doc said the assignment will come with the date. When he gives out the date, that is where the assignment will come along with it. The deadline
So
date.
the videos we are just to watch the videos and wait for the assignment, or we are watching the video to download certificate like the other one we did.
No,
We
you are
should watch the
just
video
watching
and
the
then
video
wait
to
for
learn.
to learn.
Yes, you watch the videos
Okay.
to learn
Okay.
all that dog has taught us.
All
The
right.
assignment
So
will come later on.
I learned he said that the videos have some content. So when we watch it, we listen carefully, and then he will create a forum whereby whatever we watch there, then we can discuss it on the forum. So based on what you learned, you'll be able to discuss it well on the forum. If you don't watch the video, well, you won't be able to discuss. You get that? So maybe at the end, during the exams, he may set questions from that angle as well. So although we are going to watch it, we'll still watch it and then we'll use it for the exams as well. So let's just try and then watch. I learned to do 1 hour videos each.
all right. So as I said, we will end for today. Then
Sir, Mr. Office, I think
when we meet, we take it from there. I hear you call me. I'll pick.
This I'll call you.
All right.
Call you there.
So see you guys.
Mr. Office. This I'll
Hello.
call you. I'll call you there. If care is not taking, we all call you.
That's why I said
He's calling as we are speaking. Can you hear?
Master, we are making the if we have finished the class,
hello,
let's leave so that the recordings will be shortened.
I will also call.
Okay, we heard you. We heard you.
Happy, I also call. Don't worry, I will shorten it for you. Okay, don't worry.
After I deleted my link, I beg you, I'm asking if anyone
Fred,
if you can just translate it to us, I beg you.
Friday.
Yes, hello. Hello.
Give us the
Yes,
site again.
I'm listening. Infinity free. Infinity free. Yes, and their payment option, the premium option too, is very affordable. You can pay as less as I think 20 cedis per month or so. Yes,
Call me,
yes,
okay. Call me. I make one rough.
That's a great idea. You're better to. You said your link